Hey everybody, it's George from DinosaurGeorge.com. All right, Carey from Alpena, Michigan. Who would win in a fight, T-Rex or Giganotosaurus? I'm a 14-year-old boy, and I know that they did not live at the same time. Well, good. Carey, I'm glad to hear that. It's an interesting question. I get this a lot. My personal opinion is that Tyrannosaurus rex was more powerfully built than Giganotosaurus. I've studied the skull of Giganotosaurus and I've studied the skull of Tyrannosaurus rex. And to me, there's absolutely no comparison. And the skull is where you do all the dirty work. So in my opinion, I don't think there would be much of a fight. I think Tyrannosaurus rex would crush Giganotosaurus. It's kind of a cool fight. I would love to see it, man. How cool would that have been to travel back in time if these two dinosaurs were to have ever come across each other? How cool that would be. All right, Christian from Lund, Sweden. Yo, DG. Yo, Christian. Christian says, it's your biggest Swedish fan, and I hope you're doing great. I am, Christian, and it's always good to hear from the powerhouse from Sweden. All right. Christian says, when I was watching BBC's Walking with Dinosaur series, there was an episode where the Diplodocus knocked down trees in order to reach food. But to destroy their environment and their young's protection seems very stupid to me. And I thought that they used their necks to reach in between the trees instead of knocking them down. What is your opinion about this? Christian, I agree with you. Animals certainly are not going to destroy their environment because there would be nothing left to come back to. Reaching up into the trees and eating the leaves isn't destroying the environment because the leaves would ultimately grow back again. But if you knock the tree down, well, then you've destroyed that tree from ever offering you food again. So, no, I don't believe they would. Now, having said that, during droughts, during absolute times of absolute need, look at elephants. Elephants will knock trees down when there's not enough vegetation. So certainly I think they would do that. But I doubt very seriously if they would use a lot of their energy to do something like that if food was plentiful. All right, Thomas from Princeton, New Jersey. Thomas asks, is there going to be a JFC Season 2? No, Thomas, unfortunately there's not. There was a little bit of talk back and forth about possibly being a second season, but it doesn't look like it is. I'd enjoy doing it, but I don't know if it'll happen or not. And Thomas says, who would really win in a battle between T-Rex and Spinosaurus? Well, again, Thomas, we have no way of knowing this. These dinosaurs didn't live at the same time or even in the same areas. So it's very difficult to say, but I would say, again, with certainty on my opinion, is that Tyrannosaurus rex would be way too powerful and would crush something like Spinosaurus. And then he said, could something the size of Amphicoelus really exist? Well, yeah, there were some great big giant dinosaurs. And when you start to look at some of these big guys like Sauroposeidon and Pleurocoelus and who else? Some of the big guys, Argentinosaurus and Brachiosaurus, if in fact he's a sauropod. You begin to question, how could these animals reach these titanic sizes and survive? Well, apparently they could, because there's been enough evidence to show that some of these dinosaurs truly reach those gigantic sizes. All right. Rui, I think it's Rui from Portugal. Hello, DG. Let me start by telling you how much I admire you. Not only did you have the courage to pursue your dreams, but you also managed to become one of the top popular paleontologists. Well, Rui, that's very polite of you. That's very kind of you. But let me tell you, buddy, there are so many true paleontologists that are so far advanced in their studies than I could ever be. So I appreciate it very much. But I think there's a lot of other people ahead of me on that list. He said, okay, let's see. He makes a good point. He says, I want to thank you for showing your passion. I only regret that your message isn't completely available to all the kids around the world. Maybe using the automatic subtitle feature in your YouTubes would help overcome that. You know, Rui, I'm unfamiliar with that, but I promise you I'm going to look up I'll look that up and find out what I need to do. If there's a way to add subtitles in different languages, I will absolutely look into that, because that would be brilliant. Thank you for making that suggestion, man. That's really cool. Okay. Anyway, he says, I've watched your video. I've seen this big structure to my left, and I eventually found out that it's an amazing T-Rex head. It is. It's a big one, too. So Rui is saying, I don't have a question, but I have a suggestion. Do you think that maybe you can make a special video about your paleo collection? I don't know, maybe showing us some of your fossils, books, toys, etc. Do you think that's something you can do? You know what? I will. I absolutely will. I will try to do that. If I have time tomorrow, I'll take some images of my collection and I'll share it with all of you guys. So that's really a cool question. So watch for that on YouTube and on my website. I'll do that soon. Okay, finally, Zach from Geneva, New York. Hey, it's me again. I have a question regarding your favorite dinosaur, Allosaurus. Zach, so glad you remembered Allosaurus is my favorite. Zach says, in this older movie, The Valley of the Gwangi was my and is my favorite dinosaur movie of all. I'll tell you a story about it in a second. Said in the movie Valley of the Gwangi, the main monster is an Allosaurus. In that movie, it fights and kills an elephant. Do you think an Allosaurus could beat an elephant in a fight? Zach, that's kind of an interesting question. I get a lot of these questions, people asking me about could, one dinosaur fight another dinosaur or beat another dinosaur? But I don't get a lot of questions about could a dinosaur kill something that's modern? I kind of like that. That's kind of a cool thing to kind of ponder. Well, you look at an elephant, and an elephant's hide is probably as thick as the hide of, say, an animal like Camarasaurus. And Allosaurus certainly hunted Apatosaurus and Camarasaurus. So yeah, I do think he would have been capable of taking on an elephant. It would have been an interesting fight. In the movie Valley of the Gwangi, that will forever be my favorite dinosaur movie. I can say that was the movie that sent me over the edge with my love of dinosaurs. I was very young when that movie came out, and in fact, I wanted to watch it so bad. It was playing at a little theater about 4 miles from where we were living, and my mom was supposed to be home at 6 to take us to the movie because the movie started at 7 at the theater. But my mom was late, so I simply grabbed a flashlight and I left. I left our house and I started walking down the road. I was smart enough to take a flashlight because I figured I would need one to be able to see my way back from the theater. And so I'm walking down the road, and lo and behold, my mother shows up and sees this lunatic kid walking down the side of the road with a flashlight on his way to go watch a movie. I didn't have any money. I don't know how exactly I was going to pay for that movie, but I figured when I got there, they would feel so sorry for me that they would let me in. So anyway, I'm happy to say that my mom did pick me up. She did take me and my brothers to the movie, and I got to see Valley of the Gwangi in the theater. And to this day, it brings back memories, and every time I watch it, I go, oh my gosh, that movie was stellar to me. So anyway, there's a little piece of my history for all of you to share. All right, you guys, listen, take care of yourselves. So good to hear from you all. I love getting these questions from all around the world. If you'd like to write to me, go to my website, dinosaurgeorge.com, click on the Ask Dinosaur George page, fill out the form and send it to me. I will try my best to answer your questions. Until next time, everybody, take care of yourself and all of the people around you. For you young people, always practice your reading. And for everybody, let's continue to use good manners. Take care, everybody. I will see you all again soon.